So here from sunny Florida, although the sun is setting, so I can't say that right now, we have another Espresso mail call. This one for March 2025. And I don't know about these guys because they don't really show a lot of good stuff, but I got some good stuff to share. Even Golden Age tonight.
Ooh, nice.
The T-shirt does say Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, so I got to show a Golden Age now and then. But we got the usual mailmen here. All right, we've got right above me Mark Andrews.
Oh, hi.
Diagonally, Steve the Voice White Walker. He's a White Walker tonight. And immediately to my, actually it's my left, but you might be your right. We have Chuck Kenzie, terrific comics and pop culture.
Hello, hello.
So that's good. So they tell me that they're doing really well and they got good stuff here, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, how you guys doing tonight? Doing all right?
Awesome. Doing excellent.
Okay.
It's a fantastic
I just
day.
left another cocktail hour, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, now I understand.
Espresso. Now, Steve, what kind of coffee is that?
This is my Timmy's, and this is what I call liquid crack. It's half French vanilla and half hot chocolate. So
okay, now
sugar.
Tim Hortons.
Yep.
Is Tim Hortons like the Dunkin' Donuts of Canada or something? Is that it?
Pretty much. It's an American-owned company, but it's got Tim Hortons.
It's Brazilian
Canadian hockey, man. Oh,
okay.
Brazilian.
Well, I bought some Tim Hortons.
Okay.
Wow.
I bought some Tim Hortons, so I'm going to test it out, see if it's any good.
It's good.
I'll let you know.
Good.
Okay.
Founded in Timmins, Ontario by a hockey player.
There you go.
There we go. All right.
Yep.
Let's see who's joined us so far. Hopefully some more people will come in as we go along. This Jerry, the Jitterbug,
Awesome.
he's doing
Hey,
a
Jerry.
great Batman edition right now. Doing a great job on that. We have Terry, Dead Man.
Hey, Terry.
He's been showing a lot of these Superman covers from way back when. I told him I feel like I'm going back in time to my childhood. And I do have some of them still in there. We have Brad Wellbore. Hope you're doing well, Brad. Good to see you.
Walker, brother.
Brad.
Yes, good to see you back here. All right, I think that's all we got in right now, at least people that have put down some comments. And as they come in, we'll certainly say hi to them. We'll wave like madmen or whatever else. All right, as we see the people coming in. Four guys not called. What's that? Four guys not called Mo.
Not called Mo.
That's good. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. Okay. So you know how this routine goes. We'll do 2 rounds. Some of us maybe 1 round, and we'll go ahead and we will. So I prepared for 1 round, and these guys are saying they're doing 2. So I might have to go back into my book here, see if I have some more. Things.
Absolutely no pressure, Joe.
But I'm feeling the pressure. I'm feeling the pressure.
You don't need to.
Hey, Brian. How you doing?
Brian.
Good to see you.
Hey, Brian.
The Godfather.
So I forgot. Brian has Doctor Number 2 coming out, right? So I'm sitting there saying, okay, I got to make sure I order this. I got to make sure I order this. So I go in there to order it, and I'm too late. It goes down. I said, wait a minute. I know the author.
Yeah.
Brian, I screwed up. Whatever. Can I get want these copies, whatever else? He says, yeah.
Tell him it's the Travato clause.
Yeah, he says, just send me, so I sent him the money and all of that. So it's good. I'm going to get that. So I'm happy about that. I'm so busy down here. I didn't even know what the hell is going on. I asked my wife, is today Friday? What day is it today? Anyway, so Mark is going to start us off. Don't do that, Mark. The wine is flowing, the beer is flowing, the liquor.
Yeah.
They had a bourbon party.
The lips will be flowing. It's great. So
I didn't go to the bourbon party because I figured enough is enough. Anyway, all right, Mark.
Good evening. Good evening. So, I got a few things, and I got some stuff that Steve and I went to Toronto Comic Con.
Nice.
2 weeks ago, I guess now.
Yep. 2 weeks.
And for a Saturday, I drove down in the 3 hours with my oldest son, Jordan, jumped on the subway and got into Toronto. Steve and I went around and I did my best to encourage Steve not to be foolish with his money.
Yes, it worked very well.
Sure.
And
I'm sure.
And
I listened.
I'd spent it all before he got there.
So I got a few things from there, but I also I went on a bit of a dollar bin dive and did really, I think, really well. Now none of these are huge, I
like dollar bin.
Yeah, but dollar bin diving. So I found the entire epic comic run of 6 issues. Starstruck. I don't know if you've ever heard of this.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Mike
No.
Kaluta did this.
Right.
Holy cow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all
The
6
shadow
issues.
artist.
Yeah, and just amazing art. And I need to get into the series a bit. So it's 1985, and these were like $1
Who's the
Canadian.
publisher? Is that Epic?
Huh.
Yeah, epic. So $1
Okay.
a piece, all 6 issues.
Okay.
Nice.
Really interesting art because it's going to be with who he was, right?
Right.
So I was kind of happy with that. Not a huge investment, and to get the whole run in the dollar bin is, I thought,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's always fantastic when that happens.
I love the dollar
Yeah,
bins.
I know. Now we were talking about this character. I can't remember if it was on which show it was, but we were talking about Mademoiselle Marie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It was me.
It was you, Chuck, talking
Yeah,
about
it was
that.
me. Yes.
In the dollar bin, not the original run. It's okay, Chuck.
Yes.
Stop having palpitations.
Don't
But
do this to me.
This was there
That's very good.
Nice.
Actually, yes.
Holy cow.
for
Right
$1.
on.
Yeah. That's
I
actually
went-
that's
Star
a fun
Spangled War
read.
stories, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
Star Spangled War Stories featuring Mademoiselle Marie. It was on one shot. I was pretty happy with that. Like, it's a really nice little book.
Yeah.
Also in there was 2 of these Marvel Holiday Specials.
Oh, those
Aha.
are cool. Yeah.
Very good.
This one is this one is a wraparound cover. Very nice. So the ones from 1991 and 1994.
Which one, Brian Boland?
Yeah, which
He's
of
asking
them.
about the Star Spangled War stories, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brian Boland.
This is, it's just a
Look-
one shot, so it is not
I'm looking
from,
it up right now.
and it was what year? Trying to see.
Looking for the artist.
Yeah, and I'm not sure who the artist was on this one because I just got this and I haven't been able to do a whole lot of work on it yet.
Chuck's Googling.
Yeah, I'm actually searching my own inventory. So that's
it's
keep going on and I'll find it. So
okay. So Chuck will fact check me on all that good stuff. Now, I don't know if you guys like Mystery, the detective series, Ms. Tree.
Mhm. Yes.
So there was DC back in 1990 did quarterly magazines. There are like 80 pages of one story kind of thing. They did one caseload of hers. And again, $1 a piece.
Oh wow. Yes, that is
Great.
Brian Boland.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. Cool.
It is. So that is Brian Boland.
It is Brian Boland, yeah.
Good eye, Terry. Good eye.
And it's written
Excellent.
by Billy Tucci, actually. So
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So thank you for that, Chuck.
Mhm.
I always kind of like mystery. Just I've enjoyed because I do like the crime stories in the comics, and these are pretty cool. And to find issues 2 to 10. Sadly, I didn't find issue 1, but I'm now on the hunt to find issue 1 of those.
And they look like about mid 80s or so. Because
Yeah,
like the
they-
PC
yeah.
from the
Yeah.
80s.
Well, 1990,
late 80s.
Yeah, 1990s the first issue, and they go up to 93.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are quarterly stories, 80 pages, self-contained.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a new one on me. I never saw that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them before, but I've not ever had a chance to pick them up for $1 a piece.
I know.
So in your funds, 75 cents.
So
Or
Terry
less.
says, I have all those Mystics. I haven't read them.
Oh, and haven't read them.
Wow.
Mm.
So there was also an image series that I picked up a bunch of those, and it's Lady Pendragon.
Mhm.
Wow. That's going back.
Yeah.
Going back a long ways. And what was really kind of neat, this is the prelude issue, and it's never been opened.
Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
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 Certificate of authenticity.
When's that from? What year is that?
So
It's gonna be that's gonna be in the 90s for sure.
93,
the
94?
yeah, 1994, Lady Pendragon. certificate of authenticity and all those.
Open it, open it, open it.
Yeah, you're gonna be foolish there, Joe. And then there was the Lady Pendragon series that was pretty interesting. Stinson did the covers and stuff. Some of the art's kind of pretty cool. The stories are, but again, it was a buck. And also in there was Lady Pendragon #1 Black or Dragon Blade, and that's Joe Jesco.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. So again, it was
I
a
see a
pretty
signature there at the bottom.
Yeah, it was a pretty good deep dive there. Now, outside of the dollar bin, a guy I know,
Another one of you guys. That's right.
another one of my guys, he
I
said,
got a
"Hey,
guy.
I was going through my long boxes. I didn't even know this was in here. It's not in my inventory. I know you really like Dave Stevens. Do you want this book?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There you go.
So,
Yep.
Betty Page, Queen of the Nile, #1.
Yep.
Say, is that a Dave Stevens wall behind you, Mark?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is because
Kinda
I
looks like
celebrate Dave Stevens in March because that was March is when we lost him.
Oh,
So yeah, that's the entire wall behind me is a Dave Stevens wall.
And I love that that documentary. Chuck, you're the one who put me onto it. I
Yeah.
forget which channel it was
Yeah.
on.
Production of the Innocent.
Yep.
No. The one
Well,
on
Dave Stevens.
On Dave
There's
Stevens.
Oh,
it's
right.
called.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
Hey Gary, I don't remember the name of it, but it's on Amazon now. And
Yeah.
it's on
It's really good.
It's
It's on
really
YouTube
good.
too. So yeah.
So this is a 1999 cover series that he did.
Sweet.
Yep. And so I took that, and then we were in Toronto, Chuck. I had to do this because the a fellow by the name of Derek, a DB Collectibles over by Ottawa, good guy. I've bought from him before. We met up. He had a whole box of gold keys.
Oh my God. The
That
stuff this
I
guy
actually
had.
resisted some because it was like he had the entire Jetsons run.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Anyway, I
Green
resisted. But
Lantern.
yeah,
Like
he had all kinds of cool
old Green
stuff.
Lantern.
But
Like, wow.
He
Like,
did have both issues of this.
Cool. Very good.
Yeah, so the Fantastic Voyage. So this is 1969. There were 2 issues, and it's really interesting. People always get this confused with the movie, the Raquel Welch movie.
that's amazing.
Donald Pleasance, but this is actually the cartoon.
Yeah.
So he had issue 1 and he had issue 2.
I've never seen issue 2. I've got
I
issue
love
1
those
here.
covers, man. Those covers are beautiful.
What's interesting about issue 2 is the cartoon was about the Combined Miniature Defense Force. And if you look here on the comic, they
It's the
misnamed it.
civilian.
It's the Civilian Miniaturized Defense Force.
Yeah, tilted a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
It's the glare
Oh, sorry.
right there.
Yeah, so that's issue 2, the Blackfire.
Carnivorous plants.
Yeah, carnivorous plants and whatnot. But anyways, this really didn't have anything to do at all with the movie, but it's a pretty cool gold key series. So I picked those up from Derek, and then just kept poking Steve, try to get him to spend more money, and I'm sure he'll talk about that. But that's my first round for this evening.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Very cool.
All right. We'll get Steve in the middle of taking a sip of coffee.
That's a hell of a round. Yeah. So talking about Toronto Comic-Con, yeah. I was there spending all of my money on signatures long before Mark even showed up there. I was making my way down. Actually, I got a free book right off the bat. I'm walking down this one aisle. I'm checking out all these books, and this guy's like, "Here, you want a free book?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take a free book." And it's like, "What is it?" Oh, there's some kind of
Cool.
ad for some kind of Batman Hush thing that everyone's going ape shit about.
Yeah, I
this week.
know, right?
Right? And I think there was some signings at was it Midtown Comics or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget who it was. Was it today or
Was it
yesterday?
Jay Lee, I think, was there.
Yeah,
Jim-
that's right.
Yeah.
Jim Lee. Sorry, Jim Lee was there.
Jim Lee.
Yeah, signing.
Yeah,
So-
they always have signings when I'm not there.
You should talk to him about that, Joe.
Well, but the lines are long anyway, you know. But
All
they
the
always-
I saw
usually
the
it's on a
picture.
weekend, and I work during the week.
Yeah, the
Now I'm down there
lineup
maybe
was
once a month when
insane.
I'm in the New York area. So
The
It's not the
lineup was like wrapping around the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
That's
was
when you
pretty-
hire a guy to stand in line for you.
That's where you get Steve.
Yeah. I'm a professional line stander. No problem. I bring my own chair. I'll just sit there. I'll camp out for the day. I'll make friends.
There
I'll
you go.
talk to the people in front of me, behind me. It's all good.
Mhm.
So, and then I went and saw this gentleman named Hayden Sheridan. And I got this ash can of
Wow.
Absolute Wonder Woman. And I got
Cool.
him to sign it. And on the back of here is the Absolute Superman. And it's already been signed by Jason A.A. Ron. So A.A. Ron.
Okay.
Wow.
And then I got my customary photograph of Hayden signing the book, or pretending to anyway. It actually already signed them. And I said, could you just pretend to sign it so I can get a picture for the back?
Mhm.
So he pretended to sign it. So, and he just changed the date because he had 9/24 on there. So he put 25. So
Now,
that was my 2 little ash cans that I picked up.
yeah, Terry is asking if you picked up the 11x17 version of that cover.
No, that's that giant one. It fits in a treasury. It's a treasury bag. Or no, actually, no. It fits in the bag for slabs, I think is what they were using for that because it's huge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's the full comic book too. It's pretty wild.
Mhm.
And I picked up my Absolute Wonder Woman #1, and I got that signed. And I got my customary picture of that too. So this is where I was spending all my money because I didn't realize how much these guys were charging for the signatures, right? So I'm down there getting them, and I'm starting to add it up. And I'm going, geez, I got to start watching how many books because I had the whole run of the Absolute Wonder Womans there, and I was going to get every one of them signed. But then he was charging like $10 a signature, and I was like, okay, we're gonna.
Gary is giving you a little dig.
Yeah,
Steve.
Gary's giving you a bit of a dig there, Steve.
Yeah, your memory is fading. I know. It's all these classes, trying to make work, and look at this one. Whoa!
boy.
Shiny.
Shiny.
Yeah. So this is a John Boy Myers cover that was a fan expo exclusive to 1,000, and then I had Hayden sign that one too, since he did all the interior artwork. And now I got to find John Boy Meyer and get him to sign this one too. So that'll be fun somewhere down the line. And then there was this guy, I think his name is Pasquale. I was almost going to call him Pasquale, but I don't think there's an E on the end. So it's Pascal Ferry. And he did the artwork for this one. And I already had Jed McKay at the 2024 Fan Expo that Mark and I were at. And I had him sign it. So I just had to add Mr. Ferry to the picture on the back. So now I got 2 signatures on that one.
That's
And
nice
it's funny
cover,
because he
too.
signed right above Jed McKay's. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, and I was having like little chats with him, and he did a couple more. He did the Doctor Strange #5. Got him to sign that, taking pictures of him. And I told him I was going to take pictures of him. So and this is how I do it. I put them in the back of my book. So I have them forever. So we know who did it and when they did it. And I just got 4 done by him. I had more, but again, I got to be miserly with my money. So this is Doom Academy. This one had just come out, and I got him to sign that one. Hey, Kenneth.
What were they charging, Steve?
He was charging 10 as well.
Yeah.
So the only one that was charging more was Jim. Oh, I'm going to butcher his name. Salkrop. I don't think he's
Scallop.
Scallop.
Yeah.
Jim. He
He's
was
been around a
charging
long time.
15, so I just got the one done.
And now,
yeah, he's been around for a long time.
So here we go. So while Steve is frozen, we have a beautiful A-Team #1, a classic. Now he's back.
Great. I'm frozen. I'm back. I'm frozen. I'm back. Yeah,
now you're
so
frozen.
I don't know when I freeze. And I'm frozen again.
No.
He's frozen. And then he's back. And then he's frozen. And then he's back. And then he's frozen.
You're doing good. You're doing good, Steve.
Am I there now?
You're here.
I
No, you're not
I don't even
frozen
know.
now. But you're really perfect timing if when you freeze, you have the book in front of your face, so we can't see what you're
It's
doing.
perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah. that was your reaction when you saw the A-Team.
Yeah.
So, it's
Yeah. Canadian price variant, or as we say up here, normal one.
Normal variant, not a variant.
And I had a great conversation with him, so it was amazing. And then just my silver coins. I got a bunch of these signed by Michael Walsh,
Okay.
I picked up a T-shirt while I was there.
That was a
So-
cool T-shirt.
Yeah, the comic book related T-shirt. So I'll show that in the second round because I'll have to grab that one. This one, he had the original art for this one, and it's just an amazing cover. That one's done by Ed Brisson too, so that's a local boy to me. He's in Oshawa, so I'll be able to get him to sign that one. I think this one was Jeff Lemire. No, Kelly
Yeah.
Thompson. Kelly Thompson, and the next one's Jeff Lemire. So I'll be able to get these ones signed locally. I don't know where Kelly
Cool.
Thompson. I don't know if she's in the States or Canada or what. I didn't look.
I
her
think
up.
she's in the States.
Yeah, because she does the Wonder Woman as well. Because I
Yeah.
got to get her on the Wonder Woman. And that's it for my round.
Good
That's
round.
good. I like your T-shirt. Mine is in the wash.
So 2 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, well, he's got it on there. All right, Chuck, you're up, my friend.
All right. So this month has been really interesting because I won 2 big giveaways online.
Oh,
And so I don't normally win these things, but every once in a while, you get lucky. And on Only Slabs, I won one of the box spins.
Oh,
the
wow.
first time, and the box was good to me. So so among the other things that were in the box, a nice Black Goliath
Oh
#1.
my God! Right on.
nice.
Old
Very
school,
nice.
right?
How's
we're gonna
the
get you
condition
something.
on that one?
Yeah, it's a nice shaped book too, so it's a lot of fun. It's actually better shape than my copy is, so that's good. One that reaches to my heart, Superman Adventures 1.
Oh, nice. I love the artwork on that.
Yeah, I love this series, man. This is just great.
That's
This
your
is
Warner
Rich,
Brothers artwork, right?
Right.
yeah, Rich Burkett did the artwork for it. So, and this is a good series, by the way. I know Batman Adventures obviously gets all the love because of Harley Quinn and he's Batman, but this ran for 66 issues,
Wow.
and the stories are really, really good. I mean, I actually bought this off the rack, so not this issue, but the whole series I did. So that was cool. He had in there a first Moonstone. So
Ooh, nice.
228. Told you,
Nice.
this is one of those pulls he does that he's got has a good Canadian friend just shaking his head sadly. So
Yep.
so I was very happy he was shaking his head sadly. That means good for me.
Right.
You get a Batman Sword of Azrael #1, first Azrael. Obviously not as valuable as it used to be.
I'm gonna do my
No,
inner.
yeah.
Why is that in there?
Exactly. So this miniseries is actually pretty good. I went back and reread my copies. The miniseries is actually pretty good.
I never
Azrael
read
doesn't
that
really
one.
become a jerk till he puts on the cowl, which I'm told is normal. So, anyways, a really neat Nightwing cover.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
love
a
the
cool
I love the
one. Yeah.
logo design here. That's just really
that
nice.
is cool.
So
Yeah.
They should run with that.
yeah, that's a really cool design. So, the story's fine. It's a Nightwing story, but but I really like the whole way this thing is constructed. So,
The
That's
perspective
cool.
is pretty cool.
it is. I got a Marvel Triple Action with Doom on it.
Well, yeah, how can you not go? I can't go wrong with a
Man.
Doom on a
Right.
triple action.
And it's a 20 center. So I mean, you can't
Yep.
go wrong with 20 centers.
Absolutely.
This is like I think the third or fourth copy of this book that I have, but that's perfectly fine because I love every single one of them.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I was going to
you
get
know,
that one signed by Jeff Johns at
This-
the con last year, and I didn't.
Good story, fantastic cover. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah. I
you
know,
just
it's
can't go
amazing.
wrong.
I have like 3 copies of that damn book.
Yeah, well, I'm like you. I keep picking up extra copies, and I go, "What the hell? How did that happen?"
Well, you get a couple of them signed, right? So one day.
Oh, I see. That would one of mine slab, but it only came back in '96. So, and then from Joe,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
which
I
has been
remember
very
that.
well received in the house, by the way, Joe. This has been
Yeah.
borrowed multiple times by my daughter. So,
Nice.
Nice.
She's
It's a cool book.
oh, it is. It's really cool. So, so those are all the giveaways I got, and then I'm going to show some eBay stuff, and then I will be done for this round. So, grabbed a Catwoman I didn't have.
In jail.
That's right. This is just for Steve and for Milt when he tunes in. So we want to make sure that Milt is happy. So here we go. This also has a Harley Quinn appearance in it, even though it's not advertised on the front cover. So it's an early Harley appearance.
Cool.
That's awesome. I like the cover.
Yeah, another one from Milt.
Oh,
Justice
yeah.
League Dark. Yep.
Right, but these wonderful bombshell covers that DC did,
Yep.
they're just so nice. And that
Yeah, I
series
like
is
that.
actually a good read. So
Yeah.
I like that
yeah.
series.
Yeah,
Apparently
Justice
Dark
League
is
Dark
really
is a good read. I enjoyed it.
Well, hold that thought for the next round. So
Okay.
Ooh.
we got a
Felonious.
Felonious Funnies, another one of these Great Simpsons one shots. So, that's awesome.
Yeah.
After watching
That's
it,
a great
nice.
job, man.
That's
So
excellent.
that's a great price for it. So
That's a very good price for it.
yeah, but this is just fun.
£7. What's that work out to Canadian?
Probably about $13, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit more.
Yeah, something like that.
About 14.
Yeah.
15.
Is it like double? Oh, okay.
Yeah, about double.
And then the last one, because I used to live in New Orleans, and so anything that has anything sounds like it's vaguely New Orleans related, even though the story was not, I was ashamed to say, I found this on a Facebook group mentioned this book, so I had to get it. It's an old school detective comics,
Oh,
Nice.
but with a Mardi Gras story, or supposedly a Mardi Gras story. It's not really a Mardi Gras, unless Gotham City's now doing Mardi Gras, which,
Eh,
Well,
they might.
could
I
be.
mean,
they might be.
who knows? I mean, it gives the Joker an excuse to go out without having to wear makeup. So
Very nice.
it looks like it's
But-
on a roller coaster.
it's on a float. So yeah, so it's on a parade
dragon float.
So
Yeah.
Cool.
but never heard of this before, never seen it. No major character appearances, but
Just a cool 12 center.
It was a typical cover of that time.
yeah,
Yep.
it was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that's
when
it for me.
They tried to make Batman into like a science. There's a big science fiction stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
So it played into Superman well. I'm not saying the stories were good, but then they did the same thing with Batman and World's Finest. When they were together, they were fighting aliens and weird stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
So,
So there's round one for me, right there.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Hey,
Mr.
Matt.
Woods.
Hey Matt.
G'day, Matt.
Hey, good to see you.
Been posting all kinds of pictures.
That's right.
I know.
Matt's doing good.
All right. So now that you've seen that, the good stuff is going to come. I'm just joking.
No, it's all right.
You always have good stuff, Joe.
That's right.
Golden age. Bring the
I'm going to do
golden.
one round, guys, but it's such a great round that, I just figured I'd just do the one. So people know I like Doc Savage, right? And one of the things that I think it might have been you, Mark. Somebody came up with these, said, the Millennium Comics or Millennium Publications has kind of these, Doc Savage, like 2, 3, whatever issue things. So I've started to collect them, right? And I've been looking for them. So what I did pick up was Dark Savage Devil's Thought #1. Okay.
Oof, God.
Now I have
Ooh.
Wow.
#2 already. So this, I think it's 3 issues. So I need to find the #3. And when I come across them,
Yep.
I'll pick one of these up.
I think
basically.
Cliff's going to want that book.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
The guy got like a 13 pack.
Yeah. Right. So so there's like Man of Bronze, which is 4 issues. I've got 3. There's Devil's Thought. I said missing 3. There's 1 issue which I have, Manual of Bronze, which I have. There's Doom Dynasty, which I already have both of them as well. Those are the ones that I've kind of gotten. There's something called Repel, which I understand was a series that they started but never finished. I haven't come across one of them yet. So anyway, so that's
I like the dress on those because they're like the old pocketbook.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same as what's on the Bantam books.
Yeah.
I think it's Bantam.
I think it is Bantam, right? Right. Okay. I'm sorry, my phone was buzzing there. All right. The other one that I might actually have been Rob Fatsacks, that did that, but he's a big Magnus robot fighter, 4000 AD person. So If I see one, it's not too expensive, I'll pick it up. Magnus was a gold key, right? This is issue number 11. All right. It's from
Cool.
1965. All right.
Yeah.
Good issue. Seen this one before. I have number 16 and number 35 as well. And I'm trying to remember how many issues it was. 45, 46 issues?
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah, I'm not looking to finish it up, but if I see one that I don't have, I have my CLZ on my phone. I said, oh, here's one. Do I have it? Oh,
Yeah.
it's only like, $5 or 10, so I'll pick it up. Especially if
And
it's
about the last, I don't know, last 15, Chuck, are repeats?
I was gonna say last 15 or 20. Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
reprints.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cool. I haven't read this one yet, but it's cool. Now, as a kid and being a New York Yankees fan, I loved Mickey Mantle. He was my favorite, When he retired, I was watching it on television. I actually started to cry. And my nephew knows that, so he got me like a little Mickey Mantle plaque and all that, So I happened to come across this, and of course I had to buy it. It's Mickey Mantle number 1. It's very good shape.
Cool.
Wow.
Nice.
It's from December 1991, right? And it was, I think there's a Mickey Mantle number 2 as well. And I'll look for it. And I think between numbers 1 and 2, you basically have like a full Mickey Mantle story, as I understand it. So I haven't gone through this yet, but I'll definitely be picking up number 2.
What year is that,
Now,
Joe?
I did promise, it is 1991.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did promise a Golden Age comic, and I actually took this. I took this out of the bag and board, and it started to fall apart in my hands. I didn't pay a lot for this, but this is, the series Treasure Chest, right?
Yep.
This is Treasure Chest. Back in the 40s, at least, I know that every year they came out with, sometimes every other week they would come out with one, and every year was a new volume, as I understand it. This is volume 4, the last one of 1949, number 20. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
The inside is actually good. The cover's kind of falling apart, but it's actually pretty cool. And what I like about this and some of the other treasure chests, especially the old ones, and I did pick up a couple more that I'll show, is that they always had like moral stories. They had religious stories as well. I'm a Catholic. They had a lot of Catholic stuff in there, which is kind of interesting. Looking through that.
A fun and fact.
I think you got a dog ear on the comic.
Okay, I will. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, the gold key, right, Matt? The gold key's a good reads, and they don't go for a lot of money. You're right.
No, because nobody cares about those books.
Yeah,
Except
but
for us.
if you look through
Some
them,
marketing.
the stories
Yeah.
are really good, and they usually have a baseball story or two. Sometimes they are players from that era as well. They have, like I said, they have like priests in here. They got moral stories about kids and stuff like that. So it's really, really a good read, and it's just interesting too because it's kind of a snapshot of that time frame and what people believed and then how they felt about things and so forth. So it really, really is quite good. So that's my golden age. Now I got a couple of others that I picked up. 2 more treasure chests. This is volume 19 from 1963, number 3. All right. And the main story is about Old Abe. And Old Abe is the eagle. So
Go
that's,
with
I
one of
haven't read
your-
it.
Your
But I know the
patriotic
story.
covers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's you can see it looks like a Civil War type of thing, right?
Yep.
And so this is pretty cool. There is another baseball story in here. I forget the player. There's a couple more like religious. I think this is the one. I forget which one it was, but they were talking about the fact that going back to the year 600, the church thought that they were using too many different songs, and this is how they developed like certain hymns and so forth. Like, I mean, from an historical perspective, people might not care about, but there's a lot of history in here, that lets you learn about what was going on at the time and what people felt, and even when they reach back in it. So this is pretty cool. And this is in pretty decent shape for 1963.
Yeah.
And the other one I picked up, and I have to read through this. I was in New York when they had the World's Fair there in '63 and '64. We went there, and so when I saw this, I had to pick this one up. New York World's Fair,
nice.
1964.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's going to be kind of cool. I like to see what the story is on this. And normally they have like 4 or 5 stories in it, right? So this story might be only like 5 pages or something like that, but looks pretty cool. And it is from January of 1964.
Nice.
All right.
Very cool.
Now I came across these 2 books, which, I can't remember where I bought these. Where did I get these? I think I found them in the, where did I go? I forget now, but I found them somewhere. But anyway, these are both Catholic. And again, being that's my religion, it's sort of my, so this, the first one is Catholic Comics, Volume 3, Number 2.
Yep.
All right.
And the story there is Treasure Island, and they have other stories there as well.
Oh,
So,
I love Treasure Island.
This is 1948, so it's another Golden Age book.
Yeah.
And it's what I say, Volume 3. Yeah. Volume 3 had 10 issues, I think, right? 1949. Volume 2 was 1948 and had 10 issues. Volume 1 was 1947 and had 13 issues. So kind of interesting. Definitely want to go through that. The cover on this, the spine is kind of shot to death. You've got this thing here at the top. A lot of these older books, when you find them, and they're pretty cheap like this. I think I only spent a few dollars on this. Again, because it's one nobody cares about, except me. And I started saying, okay, So, but you got to be really careful. Usually the insides are okay. You can read them all right, but the covers will start to fall apart in your hands.
Very, very fragile.
What's that?
Really fragile, some of the covers, because of the quality of the paper and stuff they used.
Yeah, I think so. That's
Who put Matt in timeout?
well, somebody might have done that, but not me. Anyway, okay.
So Joe, have you ever seen God's Heroes in America?
No.
Okay. I'll have to send you a picture of that. So it's a one shot done by, I think it's Catechism Comics or something. It deals with like the settling of Central and South America by the conquistadores and stuff.
Okay.
So
I found that Catholic Comics, and then next to it, because I guess it's under C, was this book called Catholic Pictorial. All right.
Okay.
And Catholic Pictorial, this is from 1947.
Wow.
And this was put out, as I understand it, at least from what a little bit of research did by the Catholic Church. It's a single issue. That's it.
Jesus.
And when you read about it, it has featuring the life of Saint Joseph, my patron saint. So
there you go.
when I saw that, I said, okay, I gotta buy it.
You have to buy
it. It says here 9 interesting features in this issue, which include Catholics in Science, The Missionary, Johnny Donald, the great young American boy, and Miracle of the Saints. So again, from my standpoint, this is like, something that I'm never going to pass up.
Hey, Trev.
Hey,
Trev.
Yep.
And also, again, the cover on this, pretty bad shape. The spine up here. I haven't opened this one up yet, so hopefully the inside is good because that's important. I'll be careful with the cover, just so it's there. But it's pretty cool.
You know a guy who can conserve it too, don't you?
Yeah, I know, but it's not. I don't think this is worth conserving, but it's worth it to me to have it. So,
yeah,
that's it. Okay,
cool.
All right, I got 2 more. I found this book. I think I got this one on my comic shop, if I remember correctly. Very cheap. And the reason very cheap is because it's 3-hole punched.
Oh, no.
Huh. It's Hawkman number 5.
Somebody put in a binder.
Yeah, they did.
It's Hawkman number 5. You can see the 3-hole punch, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
And one down here by the foot.
Yep.
One up top. Yeah. So I haven't opened this up yet, but I do have almost all. I think I'm missing just the very first appearance of Hawkman. He was in Brave and the Bold, right? I
Yeah.
think it was Brave and the Bold. So I don't have that one, but I have his second appearance, his third appearance, his fourth appearance, and I do have Hawkman #1. You know, and I bought all these as a kid. I have Hawkman #1, and then I picked up a facsimile of Hawkman #4, and I did have Hawkman #18 as well. That those facsimile 18 I picked up more recently, but I had #1 and all these other ones ahead of time. So I said, you know, I forget how much this was. It wasn't a lot of money, and I said, you know what, #5 is pretty cool. I think I'll pick up #5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, and I remember this, the Shadow. I remember him from one of the DC cartoons.
Yeah, he
And-
showed up in the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. And I said, oh, I don't know if this is his first appearance. It might very well be. But when I saw that, I said, hey, this is pretty cool. I think I'm going to pick this up so I can see what it was
Very
about,
cool.
you know. And my last one, and again, this goes back to books that I bought when I was a kid. Captain Atom. This is Captain Atom number 85.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
of course. This is from, did I write it down? Yeah, from 1967. The Hawkman
Nice.
#5 was from 1965. This is from 1967, and he was. So this is Charlton, even though it says Modern Comics is when they changed the name. I'm trying to remember now. What was it? He took over from somebody else because that's what Charlton used to do. Remember, they used to have these lists and somebody used to take over. So he had numbers 78 through 89. So he was from 1965, I think it was, through 67. So this is number 85. So we're coming close to the end of his run. I do have number 79 already, and number 82 and 83 that I bought as a kid. You know, so I have those in the comics my mom let me keep as a kid. So I saw this one. I thought I'd pick it up.
Yeah, still in there.
I have Space Adventures number 33, which was his very first appearance, but it's missing the trade dress and all that.
Oh, it got ripped off.
Mm.
Yeah, but I
One
don't
of
know
those ones
why.
where they return. Usually they return them. They ripped off the top and they could return it for a refund.
Yeah, I don't know if they did that back in the 60s, but I guess they did it back then.
Yeah, I
that
don't
way.
know.
Yeah.
So I have that somewhere. Hopefully I could find it. But I think that was kind of important. So I had those books. So this is another one where if I come across it, you know, like Magnus Rubber Fighter, if I come across one of them and I don't have it reasonably priced, this is in pretty good shape. It's, you know, I'd say it's in very good shape.
Yeah.
The other thing is the Blue Beetle first appeared in number 83, which is which I have. And Ted Kord is my favorite Blue Beetle. So this is number 85. It says here more of the all new Blue Beetle, you know. So definitely want to take a look and read this one and see what the story is here. So the fact that he was in this book from his origin and then a few other appearances before he got his own book with Charlton was important. It was important to me, so that's why I picked this one up as well. So yeah, we got a couple other guys. Hey, Pretty Fly, how you doing?
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Digital Dave, good to see you.
Awesome. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Fred, the shipping guru, popped in.
Yeah.
Yep. We said hi to him earlier.
There he is. He's saying "ouch."
The 3-hole punch got him.
Three
So.
hole punch out.
Yeah. Pow.
A crime against humanity.
Yep,
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
You know?
that's right.
You know, but people, I almost did that myself a couple of times, but I didn't.
Well, didn't the publishers do that? They had bound volumes that they made up.
They had bound volumes. When I spoke with Roy Thomas, I remember in one of his alter ego, he had a picture of himself in DC as offices, and he had bound copies of All Star.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
remember because he's sitting there, and it was bound. It wasn't 3-hole punched; it was bound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going through All Star Comics, you know, with Justice Society, and he says, I was looking through them in Mort Weisinger's office, and I was trying to think, how can I make this mine? And I never forgot that. So he
Those
told
in
me,
their
I said, I remember that when you said that. He goes, yeah, I got them all now anyway. So I said, I'm sure
Yeah, there you go.
Wish I had that problem.
it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So that's my one round. I'm not doing a second round because that
That's a hell
was
of a
so
round.
awesome and so
It was a great
fantastic with Golden Age, Silver Age books,
Nice.
So I'm all spent. I'm spent. Look at that.
Time for another drink.
Nothing to do with what you were doing before we had our
No.
show. No,
Right.
it had nothing.
Whatever
to do
happens in Naples stays in Naples, Mark. Come on.
That's what they want you to think.
That's what you think. Okay, so going back to some dollar diving, I found these two for $1 a piece, and they're just kind of neat. They're reprints, early May 1999 and late May 1999, issue number 1 of All Star Comics.
Nice.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a good miniseries.
yeah,
nice
and
cover.
number 2.
Oh,
I love those covers.
Yeah, they're just, I mean, they're really good. Again, they were $1. Like, how can you
Yeah.
say no?
No, you
wow,
can't.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you could, but why would you?
Why would you?
Yeah. Well, that's
So
yeah.
there's also you can leave a book or take a book. So for
one
free
of those
books, if you
deals.
want to swap
Oh, really?
in
That's
my
cool.
LCS. So I kind of flipped through there, and these next 4 books were in the leave a book and take a book. So
So Mark goes to an LTS versus to an LCS.
no, it was an
What is
LCS. Anyway, so this is as seen on TV, the Marvel Action Hour.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So these were, for the cartoon that was going on at the time. So there
Look
was
at the
this one
dice.
sitting there, and this one's already been taken out of the poly bag, but this one was in there, and it's still in it.
Oh, there you go. Did they have cards or anything in those, or just the
No,
books?
what the thing was, don't bag this bag. If you send in 3 bags, you
Right.
got entered into a draw
Yeah.
to get free stuff and like
cool.
copies of the cartoons and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I
But-
watched that Iron Man cartoon. I don't think you want copies of it. I'm
not going to do anything with it. But these things, I kind of like these things because they're part of the comic story, right? Just they're kind of neat. They're not normal, like they're usually reprints. They're not a lot of money. They're just talking about comics. And the same thing with these two. These were not for sale. These were from your Best Western and sponsored by AT&T.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
When your
Holy
family checked into the Best Western, your kids got comics.
Wow, that
Wow.
was cool.
No.
A reprint of that series.
Yeah, and again, like this one. So you got you've got the Best Western and the AT&T up here, and inside there's coupons and there's games and all kinds of stuff. And kind of like these comics were never used by anybody. Like the games haven't been done. There's no ink in them. None of the coupons are cut out, but they're just kind of fun, different. I like these kind of ones that are not normal. They're just kind of out there. So at Comic-Con in Toronto a couple of weeks ago with Steve, was wheeling and dealing with my good friend Chris, who's connected with DB Collectibles. And as you can see, like I'm a Dave Stevens guy. And after a little bit of negotiation and arm twisting, I was able to get a very good price for it. This is the Dave Stevens Xena cover.
Nice.
Good old Topps books.
Yeah, good old Topps books. Like this is the only Xena book that I own. Please don't hate me, Gary.
Guys, I have to step out for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay,
We'll keep ourselves amused.
So, yeah, and I didn't even realize that Dave Stevens had done a Xena cover until just recently, and I can't remember if it was Chuck told me or some, but maybe it might have been Gary. But Chris had this, so I had to pick it up for my Dave Stevens collection. And he and I had been talking, Derek and I had been talking from DB Collectibles about this Harvey series of 3 books that I just really needed to get. So we negotiated. It's a 1958. It's from Thrill, the Harvey Thrill series. And it's the Race to the Moon.
Oh, okay.
So
never seen that before.
So 1958, the moon race, the space race is just starting to heat up. And everybody's interested in what it's going to be like, and Sputnik and all that other cool stuff. So Mort Meskin did this cover, Chuck.
Okay. Yeah.
now there's 2 more issues. So this is March 1958, and then issue 2 is September 1958. But this is Jack Kirby art and writing.
Ooh,
Very cool.
okay.
Now, what's really interesting is this book. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
none of the stories have anything to do with the cover of this book.
Naturally.
Of course not.
Naturally.
Of course not.
Now,
Of course
this book, this cover matches the stories.
Wow.
Right.
Impressive.
And there's 4 short stories in here, and the cover is related to one of the stories. And this is written and illustrated by Jack
right?
Kirby.
Right.
And then the 3rd issue of the series, there was only 3, is this one as well.
Oh, a Death Star.
Yeah, well, no, that's the Eye of Jupiter sucking.
Yeah, I know. It's the Death Star.
Like it's a Death Star. What's really interesting, 2 separate stories in 2 different books are about penal colonies in space.
Oh, of course. So jails in space. Great.
Yeah, why not? I
Let's
mean,
just throw them off the planet
Yeah.
now.
So I was pretty happy to pick these up. 1958. They're cool books. They got good. The second 2 issues, 2 and 3, actually, the writing is really good. Really like it. So I was pretty happy to pick up those 3. Now the next couple things, 2 of them Steve has already seen, and I picked this up at Fan Expo. This is a hardcover.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Frankenstein's Visions. Now these are hardcover comic books, and they're by
Different artists.
Slam Press Tomes, Tomes. There's about 30 artists that take one quote from the book, and they illustrate.
Oh.
Okay. So there's a quote from the book
Very
and an
cool.
illustration, and everyone is different.
Just incredible art in these books.
The art is just incredible. Now, there's a really good friend of mine. His name is Sam Agro, who I've known forever, since I was a kid. My dad taught him, and he's in this book, and this is his work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, very nice.
Just incredible.
So
And look at the signature there. I
Yeah,
wonder
I
who
had
signed that.
Sam sign it.
Yeah.
It's just Sam is just such an amazing artist.
Now, Chuck, doesn't that look like EC type art there?
It does.
Like
It
Jack
does.
Davis and Wally Wood and
Yeah.
Especially with the exposed brain and everything, and the
And
maniacal look.
Sam has been around for ages. Actually, Steve did a really nice little story about Sam on his channel. So if anybody's interested to see more about his work, go to Steve's channel and check it out. Sam Agro, Agro. And anyway, they did 2. So there's this one as well, Dracula Visions.
Ooh.
And it's the same idea. Like every page is got a quote and different art. So every page is a different artist, and it's telling the story. It's just such a cool book. And
Nice art. I like that art too.
And just because I love Sam's art, this is his page.
yeah, now they're
Oh,
amazing.
very nice.
So I was really happy to get these, and I can't say enough about Sam's work. Just quite amazing. So the very last one I have for tonight is actually there's 9 books altogether. They're called Dan Curtis comics. They're from 1974, and the only reason that they're called Dan Curtis comics is because Comic One, and this is Gold Key did these, Western Publishing. The only reason they're called Dan Curtis comics is because of Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
So these were out of a vending machine.
Really?
Yeah, you get these out of a vending machine.
Yep. I remember even through the 70s, they had the bubblegum machines, and you can get the little comic books in those too. They came in a little plastic.
The same
thing.
idea. So
Were they rolled up when they came out?
yeah, these were rolled up, and they would come down.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Very, very carefully. So and then on the back there were certificates you could mail away and get, cameras or coin collections, and there's a couple others. So there was one that was Dark Shadows.
Those are so cool.
These are very cool.
Grimm's
there was
Ghost
9 of
Stories did a
these.
couple of them too that I got to get my hands on.
There's number 2 with Star Trek.
Star Trek. Yeah, they did a whole bunch of different ones.
Number 3 is the Twilight Zone.
Oh, that's
Wow,
cool.
look at that.
And again, like they're really cool. Like they're full color comics. It's a reprint, but it's an abbreviation of the story. There's Ripley's.
Nice. Some wild gold key titles there.
Yeah. There's Turok, Son of Stone.
There you go.
Which you can't.
$1 million book there.
Now you know it's quality.
There's Star Trek again.
Oh, look at that one.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Fire blasting out of the nacelles.
Yep. There is Dr. Spectre.
Oh, cool.
I
like that one.
Yeah, I've been looking for that Dr. Spectre. So
those are in good shape too.
Dagger the Invincible. And then the final one is just going to make Steve crazy.
Where do you find these wonderful things? There it is. See, that's Grimm's Ghost Stories. I knew there was one of those. Yep.
I was really happy to be able to find these. I actually found these from an eBay guy who was selling them. They were not expensive, and he had all 9, because I do have a couple of them individually that you stumble across them and you pick them up, but to get all 9 of them together in great shape, they're very cool. So I'm putting together how to display them so that I can do 3 sheets and like 3 on each.
Yeah.
So they'll be looked after and sealed up nice.
That's cool.
So there you go, Steve. Another Grimm's Ghost for you to find.
Well, no, I have found it already. It's my comic shop has that book. They have it in stock.
Oh, nice.
I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. That's all. But they have them.
Well, if you shop around, they're not too bad, right? So.
Terry, I think Mark said that they are shortened versions of other stories.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they're abbreviated
but they're abbreviated stories. So they're complete books, but just the stories have been abbreviated. Some of the fluff has been taken out, but it's a beginning and ending and the whole 9 yards.
They're very much like the Marvel Midget comics that was produced by Fawcett Comics in the 40s, where you could get the reduced size version of a lot of these, and most of them didn't have original stories, with the exception of the Mr. Scarlet and Pinky.
And
but all the rest of them are reprints.
And the nice thing is they're all in color. They're nice and crisp, and
how many pages are in those? Are they 32 pages still?
No,
they're a lot shorter then.
A lot shorter. I've haven't done the page count on them individually, Steve.
I'd be curious to know what they
were.
were.
They're like only held together with one staple. Always one staple in the middle.
And a prayer.
Yeah.
Mostly the prayer.
Well, and the reality is, the nice thing is, like these weren't intended, like who was going to keep these, right?
Exactly. They were a kid on a vending machine. They read
They're
it.
a vending machine thing that you got with your bubble gum and stuff, and you had them and you kept and how do you, and just by good luck and thank God for it. So comic collectors can find stuff like that. And it's just,
we're lunatics.
They're pretty cool, and just a neat little addition to, because I love the gold key stuff like Chuck and whatnot. So that's my find for this month. So.
Very good. Very nice. Okay. I like those small ones. You always find something unique, Mark.
Frozen?
Right.
No, not frozen.
You're not frozen.
So I'm just going to do 2 quick ones. Of course, my t-shirt. So that's my
nice happy shirt there.
My silver coin t-shirt.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I couldn't wear it tonight because, we got to represent the Joe.
Yep.
So that, and then the one Mark's already talked about this guy, but he can talk some more about him. This gentleman. I did my picture. So we were talking with Sam, and I had to grab this because I have to assign blame to Mark's son, because he was flipping through the book, and I said, please don't let there be a Wonder Woman. Please don't let there be a Wonder Woman. And he flips to it, and I went, oh.
Yeah, no, not.
And I said, how much is this thing going to cost me? And I only had like $20 left in my pocket. And Sam, he's such a good guy. He's like, how much have you got? And I said, I got $20. He goes, give it to me. That's fine. I couldn't freaking believe it. So yeah,
That
so
was
I got
nice
a
of him.
picture of that, and just a super nice guy. The artwork's fantastic. I'm hopefully going to get a commission of that book up there, the one that I have the yellow cover of, the blank, the reprint, and get him to figure something out on there. But he only does stuff in black and white, which is fine because some of the Mad comic books from the 50s were only in black and white, so they're fine. So if he can come up with something that's a better cover than that stupid cover, because that one always bothered me as a cover. Like, it just, from Harvey Kurtzman, like all the artwork that man did, and he picks that one for his number one. Like, he did way better covers further on in the series, and I don't know why the hell he that was number one. But that's always stuck in my craw, you know?
The nice thing about Sam's work there is that's original. That's not a print.
Yeah, I thought it was a freaking print. And then I'm looking at it going, this is the original deal. And I went, holy cow. It's my first piece of original art ever.
That's lovely.
Collection. And then now I have that to go with it. So I got to get a frame for this thing. So next time I'm at Value Village or something, I'm going to be hunting. I measured this thing. It's 9 inches by 12 inches. So I got to find a frame for it. And then somehow to incorporate this into it. I might get a smaller version of it and just like have it in the corner or something, so I can have this picture with that picture, because I'd like to display them both.
Sam has done storyboards for all kinds of stuff for movies. Like, he did all the Saw movies storyboards. He's done a bunch of kids show storyboards. He did a bunch of stuff for the original Batman cartoon series.
Ninja Turtle.
He had a bunch of that stuff in a box, and we were having coffee, my sons and he went, well, I got a bunch of that stuff, and both of my sons' eyes went like this big, and he said, well, do you want it? Sure.
You know, here, twist my arm. Twist
Good
it.
question.
So they're pretty cool. You know, some unused ideas for costumes, some unused like gadgets and the car and the Batmobile. Like, it's just cool stuff. And he's a really good lad. I like Sam a lot. So.
Oh yeah, and his artwork is phenomenal. When I saw this, I was like, wow, that is just an incredible piece.
Yep.
And the way he did her, I mean, it's perfect. So I just had to grab it.
Yeah,
I was so happy that he took $20 for her.
Wow. This is one of the reasons why I don't go near the original art area, because I would go bankrupt so quick. And there are so many people who just have astonishing levels of talent that I can't even begin to dream to have. And the last thing I need to be doing is dropping money into original art, because then that way leads to madness.
I know that Steve would mention it, so I'm going to steal his thunder. I just want you to know, because you guys always accuse me of costing all of you money because I show you stuff. Steve got that when he pulled out his he says, I only got this, and Sam goes, I'll give you the family friend rate. So he did. I actually saved money. I saved Steve some money.
That's good. That just still doesn't balance out the rest of the ledger, though. That's the problem. I know what the rest of the ledger is, and that one little $20 doesn't offset the rest of the negative.
Well, at least it's give me
it's a start. Come on,
did I miss
his thunder?
Instead he puts it on his son's ledger instead. So he just shifts the blame over a generation. That's all.
How much was this thing?
$20.
Well, he got the Mark Andrews special deal. So,
I got the friends and family discount.
That's a print. It's a print, right?
No, it's an original piece
for $20.
Yep.
Wow. He got the friends and family rate from the artist.
That's him right there, Sam.
All right.
Clearly, I don't have the right friends around here when I go to shows. So that's all I gotta say.
You got to know the right people. I got a guy.
Yeah,
I got a guy. Yeah, so amazing. I got a guy, and he'll do stuff for you, like he did Jeremy Brett's Sherlock Holmes playing chess with Moriarty.
Oh wow!
He did that for my
great.
son. Like, it's just he will do stuff. Like, he's not afraid of trying something. So I know if Steve talks to him about that Mad cover, he'll come up with something, the two of them, that's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, and after I saw what he did in that book that Mark showed you guys there, he's got the EC vibe to him. He can damn well pull off a Harvey Kurtzman kind of ripoff, right? And I haven't come across an artist that could do that, except for maybe Scotty Young. But Scotty Young would be like ridiculously expensive to have him do a cover for me.
You got to talk.
got a
You got to pay.
tattoo.
You got to pay to talk to him first. So you know.
Yeah, exactly. But so I'll go with Sam.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yep. That's my round. See, I told you it's half a round.
Wow.
2 items.
Yeah, but you got original art, so that upgrades it. So
Yeah, that's for sure.
all right.
Yeah, that Mark gets to talk about instead of me.
I'm sorry, Steve. I'll shut up.
No, it's okay.
So
No, it's you know him.
yeah, indeed. So I don't get a lot of modern DC stuff anymore because honestly, I don't know what the hell DC is doing with its universe anymore. But I saw this at the store and I had to pick it up because it's gotten such great buzz. And this is the
yeah, I
the
read that
absolute
today.
Manhunter.
I read
Martian
it today.
Manhunter.
It's not bad. It's good.
The story doesn't make a lick of sense, but the art just rocks.
Read it twice; it'll make sense.
Yeah, I think I need some of Joe's special sauce before I do that. I mean, the interior art's just gorgeous.
Yeah,
It really is, and y'all don't normally hear me go on about modern stuff, but this looks worth reading. So, and it's gotten great buzz. It's moved from I guess it was a 4-issue miniseries originally, up to 12 issues. So it's gotten an extension.
and
So-
that last page is kind of neat. What they did with that last page.
Yeah.
You have to hold it up to the light to see through to the other side to look at the whole image and get the words of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm excited. I'm a Martian the Manhunter fan. It's so good to see somebody taking him into different spots and making it worth reading. So
Yeah, this absolute universe is just incredible.
yeah, the rest of it I've been a little less than impressed with, but that's amazing. So at the local comic store today, they restocked some of their bins. So Mark was talking about Justice League Dark earlier. So I went ahead and filled a couple of spots there.
Nice.
That I
That's a good
didn't
cover.
have. Not a bad read, J.M. Demetrius.
Yep.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
that.
Not the greatest read in the world, but certainly for New 52, it was really good. Real awesome Dead Man cover there.
In the grip of the gods.
I know.
For New 52, no, it's a good read. Is that a good thing or is that...
Well, I didn't think I picked up the first 30 issues, 29 issues or so.
Yeah.
Jesus,
And it
is
was
that
fine.
John
It just-
Constantine and drag.
Yes, John
Yeah, that's
Constantine and
Constantine and
Drag.
Drag.
I don't want to know. I think he visited the Vertigo universe and forgot to exchange his passport or something. So
Yeah, it looks like it.
Anyways.
Switching over.
but that looks really cool. So, and I love the DC mystical characters. So Demetrius, had a blank slate to reinterpret them however he wanted,
Wow.
and some of the
That's
reinterpretations are really, really good, and some of them, it's okay. We're not
tell
going
they
to
were
get too upset.
They were on mushrooms or something when they were drawing them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there is that. So, 3 Faces of Dead Man.
Yeah.
Got a nice lenticular
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Zatanna there.
Nice. I like when those things change. They're cool.
Yeah. And then grabbed one of the annuals I was missing. There we
So
go.
have you got the full run now?
If I don't have the full run, I'm only missing like 1 issue.
Wow.
So-
Really? That's good.
Yeah, so
That's really
I'm
good.
gonna sit down and read the whole thing at some point. LCS owner had out their DC horror box, and so I picked up 2 things relatively cheap. Got a cool House of Mystery here.
Ooh, nice. I love
Nice.
Oh,
those.
that's a good one.
Love the Martian Manhunter House of Mysteries. I mean,
Challenge
they're
the creature
silly.
gate.
Good
They're
old
not
12
great.
center.
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's a 12 center, so
Yep.
And then on my ongoing quest to complete work on my run of Ghost.
Oh man, nice.
Nice.
Got a Ghost. And then while I was there, well, first of all, while I was there, someone came in selling a big Batman collection. And I just sort of glanced in the box and realized that I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't have the money for it. Because he actually had like old and really good Batman books. He didn't just, walk in with like crap. So, but they also pulled out for another guy who was there. He said, I want to see your Spider-Mans. I'm like, okay, well, we got tons of Spider-Man books. And he says, I want to see your real Spider-Mans.
And so the real Spider-Man.
Yeah, the real Spider-Man. So they went out and they got
15.
No, we don't have any of those at the store, but they went back to about the mid 40s. And so I happened to be thumbing through it and found one at a decent price because I got a discount on it because I'm a usual suspect. But I grabbed myself a first Hammerhead here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Good solid condition. It's it's every bit of fine, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So nice 20 center. This fills in my run there. It's one of my open spots on my run. So, they also only got 2 more books. They were giving these away for their Whatnot shows, and they just happen to have some extra ones lying around. So, well, can I get one? Sure. Who cares?
Oh,
Good one.
This was popular for a minute. It has an America Chavez appearance.
Like one.
I don't care. It was free, so why not?
Hey, free is good.
That's
Free
the best
is good.
price ever.
And then the last one, and I saw this last week on there, and I was like, oh yeah, this did come out. This is a Batman and Superman Adventures. It's the world's finest from the 2-part episode they had, which is a really fun episode to watch.
Yeah.
So you get especially some great interplay between Clancy Brown doing Lex Luthor and Mark Hamill doing the Joker. And those 2 incredible actors playing off of each other, which is just loads of fun.
Yeah, you're right up Pretty Fly's alley with that.
Yep, Pretty Fly just got really excited.
That's right. And, it's got some good Joe Stanton artwork. Paul Dini did the writing, so it's a lot of fun. It's a nice adaptation of the story. And, they're not very easy to find.
No.
Again, it's kind of like a lot of what people are saying about what you were saying about the Marvel Marvel action things with the Fantastic Four. Clancy Brown is just amazing. You forget all the great stuff he's in until you look at his IMDb page and you go, "Oh my God, he was in that."
Yep.
And you do so much of that. So
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah,
in a comic tent.
But so that's the rest of what I got for this month. So yeah.
Well, some good books here this month. But let me ask you, Chuck. I mean, I've gone on Whatnot a couple of times, and I get all friggin' confused. I don't know what the heck's going on. Is it just me because I'm advanced in age or something?
No, Whatnot is really, really chaotic, and you can find some good things on there, but you've got to plow through a lot of nonsense, and then you've got to hit the dealers at the right time. And unless you're subscribed to a show or following someone, it's very, very hit and miss. I picked up some great stuff on there just purely by chance. And then I've had some bad experiences by, testing people out and trying to find out, what they do or what they don't do. So it reminds me a lot of eBay, the first couple of years of eBay, except we were doing a live version of it instead.
Mm-hmm.
But it has that same sort of chaotic, do what you will feel to it.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. I even go on some people that I know from either YouTube or elsewhere, but I'm still not. I don't feel comfortable being in that atmosphere. I don't know why. I just
I don't like the 30-second auction because it doesn't give me enough time with you putting up a book and saying, okay, Joe, I'm going to run Batman, Superman World's Finest, and I'm going to start it at X dollars. That doesn't give me enough time unless, I'm doing it on my computer to look up what I think the price would be, make an educated guess as to what I want to bid on it, and then have a shot at it. Instead, is 30 seconds and go. And, even if people bid and they extend the
You
time
got
on
to
it.
know your business when you're on there.
Yeah, you really, really got to know your business. And it's so hard. And I've sold a little bit on there. It's really hard to judge the condition. And so, especially again, if you just have somebody running through books going, and it looks like it's about a VF.
Right.
And depending on how they shoot it, you may be able to figure it out. You might not. But like I said, though, I've gotten that Josie, first appearance of Josie and the Pussycats band, I got on there for a steal because nobody else on the stream had any clue what the thing was.
Right.
On the other hand, I could get on there. I have Steve and Mark on there, and they're both rubbing their hands in glee, going, "Okay, how many Canadian loonies can I get for this?" And I'm just a poor history teacher who's just trying to steal a book.
Hey, I'm a retiree on a pension, man.
I don't believe that for a minute. Come on now. I would believe the retiree part, but anyways,
loony.
but then the problem is if you get two lunatics bidding you up, you don't know whether they're real lunatics or if they're shill or they're shills.
Yeah,
and,
shills.
And that gets you in a really weird spot where I've been in some places where, okay, fine. I've got, Mark's on there and he's bidding up the other gold key book because it's Mark. On the other hand, there have been times I've looked at it and gone, I don't know. This feels funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
it seems like it's a situation where you can get screwed easily.
I think you
somebody's
could
bidding somebody up.
Yeah, and that's where you got to have a really firm thought about what do I want to pay for this.
Yep.
And then really be able to say to yourself, you're not good, because in that sense it's worse than eBay, because you can really, at least eBay, there's a little bit of time to think about it.
Yeah.
But again,
like the auctions at my comic
stuff,
shop are like that. You have like 6 days or whatever, and you got a chance to look it up and figure out what you're willing to spend on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're not alone, Joe. I've never, I've looked at it. I've explored around in there, but
and I will tell you, Joe, I don't spend a whole lot of time on it because there are a couple of dealers, and there's one or two that I can mention to Mark and Steve that would drain their coffers very quickly with some of the gold key and some of the golden age stuff they have. In fact, I've got a Bewitched somewhere on the way here from Texas. Which I thought was going to be here in time for tonight. But again, it all depends on, do you know the person? Do you trust the person? Right. Does the price look affordable? All of that stuff. And
Okay.
So,
well, maybe I'll I don't know that I'm going to bid or anything, but maybe I'll putz around in there a little bit just to look around a little bit and see what's there, just to kind of see what's happening. Because you always hope you can get a good deal somewhere, and I'm saying this might be a place to get a good deal, but I think it's also a place where it's so confusing to me that I could, not be doing right by myself, for myself.
You might get just as good of a deal on eBay, to be honest.
Yeah, and you have time, right? And you can set your limits. You don't get that bidder's fever,
right?
I was actually, because I know Chuck has been in there a couple of times. I've looked and I've actually wanted. I didn't pursue it. I was going to get a hold of you, Chuck, and say, hey, have you ever dealt with this person? Because then, have you debunked them? What's it like? Because we're looking at the same books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, ask me offline and I'll be able to tell you. So.
And pretty good is the thing. I mean, I always try. I do buy books on my comic shop and elsewhere, but some of the stuff that actually I'm looking to finish, like I still have to get 3 issues of Justice League of America, right? And I've seen a few of them, 2 of the 3 recently, like on eBay and all that. But I'm still holding out because I want to be able to go out there and find it. Like I've found just about all the others that I needed to get.
There's no substitution for the hunt.
Yeah, there's no substitution for that. The other nice thing is, like, you guys, like Chuck and I've been talking about $6 Million Man. Steve, he picked up 2 Magnus robot fighters for me and gave them to me at Fan Expo, and he wouldn't take any money for them, which was awfully decent of him. And that's part of it too, which I really like, is oh, are you looking for this? Do you want to? I think I found it. Do you want to finish
Yeah.
one? And it's all
Yeah.
part of it. But
Yeah.
it's man, when you're shelling out and some of those pressure cooker auctions,
Yeah.
just I kind of like, because I do a lot of auctions like during the summer, like live auctions. I'll go
Mhm.
and you see the people who get caught up and don't pay attention to their voice saying
Homo.
stop bidding.
Yeah.
Homo.
Yep. But
Well, yeah, and I do whether it's eBay or my comic shop, one of their things. I will put down where I want to pay.
Yep.
Exactly. You do
I
your
don't
max
do-
bid, and then you walk away.
yeah,
Yeah.
You get it, you
because
get
I
it. You
used to-
don't get it, oh well.
I used to do this thing where I used to like go on when it was almost going to be over and decide I'm going to bid up on something else. I used to do that quite often. Then I found that, it's really kind of maybe paying too much for some things.
Yep,
Yeah.
kids, it's
Yeah.
a patience game. This is a patience game.
it
Right.
is.
If you miss it that one time, you'll get it the next time.
All right, so
Eventually,
that's
it's
what I
going to
do.
come
I take a
around.
look at it. If it's something that I think I want, like an Adam Hughes cover or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to finish up the Wonder Woman run that's there. Again, these are ones that I just kind of am looking at. If I
Mhm.
find it, fine. And I was looking at this one, and what I do on eBay, I don't know if you guys do this, but if I'm interested in something, I'll put it on my watch list.
Yes.
Invariably, if you've sold anything on eBay, and I've sold a few things, if you do that, you can say whether or not you'll accept offers,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it goes on the watch list, you could set it up so that it'll send an offer out to the person who puts it
Yep.
on the watch list. And normally they'll reduce it like, $5 or something like that. But you can go back and then you can give them a counter offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times if there's something I wanted, like, like the Adam Hughes stuff like that, sometimes people put 4 of them or 5 of them together. And to me, that's kind of worth looking at.
Yep.
Right.
And I say, okay, how much is this? This is like $8 a cover or whatever. I look at it and say, well, if I get all 4, it'll be okay. And I go ahead and I come up with a number. And if a guy wants like $45, I'll say, well, if it's like $4 a book, it's $16 or something like that. So I'll do 20.
Yep.
Mhm.
And invariably he'll come back with something else. And a lot of times these people have these books for a while because other people are not really super interested in it or paying a lot of money for it.
Mhm.
And if you get involved in that discussion with the guy, you might be able to get it for a fairly good price, maybe like 25% off whatever you had listed or 30% off.
Yep.
Right.
So I've
Well,
done that a few
and-
times, which is really works really well.
Yeah.
I feel
Pretty Fly's
better.
got a good point too. Is just before I get into that back and forth, I always check out the shipping. I check out
Yeah.
the import fees
Absolutely.
that Steve and I have to pay if we're buying out of the
Right.
states.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, because you suddenly this book that you just made a super deal on and it's only $20 suddenly becomes 43 with all that.
Because they
Right.
put the way they do it. I mean, you can do things a certain way on eBay for postage, right?
Yeah.
And some people will just do like the most expensive thing.
Yes.
And so, one time I sold some books to this one guy, and for some reason, he paid more money for the postage than he had to. So I said, well, okay, what am I going to do? So what I told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to upgrade your postage from first class mail to priority mail.
Mhm.
Right. And he was so great. He gave me like this great glowing review. He upgraded, but the guy really paid for it. I mean, so he paid for that. And so I said, let me give him that. I don't need the extra $4 or $5, whatever it happens to be. But sometimes things get messed up with that. But then you take a look and you can see the same book or 2 books, whatever it happens to be. And one guy wants $20 to mail them to you, and the other person wants $6.95.
Yeah.
It makes a big
What-
difference.
And I would say someone who's been selling some of his duplicates on eBay for the last couple of months, I tend to price my stuff about what the market is.
Yeah.
But I generally have it fixed in so that if you make me an offer of some amount, I'll, unless it's just a crazy little offer, I'll take it because I'm just trying to get the stuff out of my house.
Yep.
Yeah.
More often than not, I'm just trying to move stuff. I'm not worried about setting the new record price on things.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, if you want to pay me the new record price, it's fine. But
You'll be sitting on them for a while.
in all
Take care,
likelihood.
Terry. Thanks for stopping
Good night,
by.
Terry.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for coming.
I'll tell you one quick story about my eBay experience. So I had that the whole set of World's Finest with Power Girl and
Huntress.
yes, and Huntress, right?
Yeah.
So I have the whole run. I read it. You know, some of it was good, some of it not that great. So I decide I'm just going to try to sell the whole thing. So I put it on eBay, and I asked for something like 129 or I forget, 119, something like that, right? But it's like a ton of issues. So something like 30 some odd issues, 33, 34 issues. Even the annual through it. And I put down like, you know, approximately, you know, I said most near mint, whatever, you know, some, you know, mint, near mint, not mint, but near mint or whatever. I forget what I put down there. So one guy decides he wants it. So I say, oh, great, you know. So I pack it up really good, right? And I send it off to him. And he's telling me that he wants his daughter to get involved in comic books, and he thought this was a good way of getting it started. So then he complains that they're not the grade that I said they were. And I didn't say they were a particular grade. I just said, because most of them are near mint. I read them once, they were in there, and that's it. I never touched them again. He pointed out there was one of them where the corner of the bottom of the book had like a crease in it, which I didn't even see. So he writes to me. I said, well, what is it? So he sends me a picture of that. I said, okay. I said, you want to send it back? I'll give you back your money, you know. And he did that, and I got it back, you know. And he gave me a good review on that because I did that. But I'm saying to myself, these are in really good shape.
Yeah.
You know, I looked at each one of them again, and that was the only one I saw anything particularly wrong with it. So at that point, I relisted it for a little bit less money because I don't want them for something like, I don't know, $99 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know, most of them are like, you know, 9.1, 9.2, 9. I just lowered the thing there because the point is, do you want the whole set or don't you?
Yes.
And the fact that but the guy he goes, I've been buying and selling comics for 35 years or whatever. Well,
I want 9.8.
I've been doing it for like
got to be a 9.8.
Right.
So I didn't, you know, I don't want, if you don't want it, fine, then give it back to me and I'll give you back the money and stuff like that. But some people are just like wacky when it comes to that. And I took pictures of everyone, all four corners.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, like, look at the photographs. Don't take what I have to say about it, right? All four corners, the front, the back. It took me a friggin' long time to do this.
Yeah, 3,000.
And it's flat, showing the flat side and stuff like that.
Show the inside, the splash page, the centerfold.
I didn't do that. For 34 issues and an album and an annual, that would have been too much.
Jesus.
But the photograph of that corner was there.
Yep.
You know? So sometimes it just doesn't work either way.
See, if you're like me and you just don't know what that word sell is, it's just so much easier.
Yeah. Just buy.
Well, you know, I wish that was the case, but you know, I also look at this and I go, do I really need 5 copies?
Yes. Mark and I can't part with anything. I sold one book in 45 years and I regret it still.
Well, I just have my older books that I got as a kid that I'm doing that series. I'm afraid that another one, I just recorded one because I brought some down here with me to Florida, like the comics I'm letting me keep. You know, I mean, I'm not getting rid of those.
No,
But there was a time when I was buying comics like, who cares? Now I look at some of them and say, they're not worth anything.
Why did they keep them?
Yeah. So, and so I tried, and I have gotten rid of some, you know, and I've put together those mystery boxes for cancer and for St. Jude's and all that.
Yeah.
So I've probably given away about 1,000 comics over the last 3 years, and I've sold maybe 100 or something like that. My wife keeps saying, why didn't you sell some of your comics? I said, I've sold and given away. He goes, really? Doesn't look like you've made a dent in.
You just
They're
don't
very
know.
thin.
You know, I hear the same thing here too. My wife's like, well, you sold a bunch of stuff. Really? Because it doesn't look like you sold a bunch of stuff. And
she keeps saying to everybody, oh, he has like more than 10,000 comics. I said, no, I don't. What do you think? My name is Mark Andrews or Steve the Voice White Walker? I said, no, I said, I do put everything on CLZ. I said I have approximately 6,200 comics.
Yeah, there you go.
So
amateur.
It's not 10,000. So that's it.
Just getting started.
He's
Just
a
a
young
few.
man. He's got time. It's okay.
He's got time. Yeah, Steve's got lots of time.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right. Listen, thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thanks for
Absolutely.
you guys that couldn't
Yeah.
tune in, but you're watching it on the replay. There's some pretty good comic books here. I always tell people, watch it at your own risk. Maybe that's why people don't know, because there are a lot of rabbit holes that grow up here. I mean, they affect me as it is as well. But we had Chuck. Thank you so much, my friend. Steve,
Certainly.
Mark, as usual. I'm
My
glad you got
pleasure.
your people out there, Mark, and that's from the Mark Andrews Comic Book and Sundry Items Museum. You know, and we'll come back next month. Just for people that are there, some of the shows that I have done monthly, I'm taking a little hiatus on. I got a lot of stuff going on in personal life, but this is a show that I really love. So we're definitely going to do this again next month. We'll pick a date, probably the third or the fourth weekend in April, and we'll show off what we bought during the month. All
Third
right,
week
and
is Easter,
So-
isn't it?
what's that?
Third week is Easter, isn't it?
Yeah, we may look at it the next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one or the other. I
Don't
just
worry
come
about
out
it.
with these dates, but then what the hell? That's why nobody knows when I'm going to be on. That's it. That's the mystery.
Well, it keeps them.
You got to
working.
stay tuned to find out. You got to
That's
stay
right.
in the click.
That's
That's
right.
right.
And I love the comic book crowd. We'll have to bring it back at some point in time, but not now because it's an intense show. I got stuff going on now.
Very controversial.
I know. Well, sometimes. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks again, and we'll see you next month. Take care.
Good night, all.